Welcome to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com, your daily Bollywood news. Let's get into it.
And let's start with the only thing anyone is talking about, the trailer that has basically broken the internet for the last 24 hours.
It has to be Ramayana Part 1. The trailer for Nitesh Tiwari's epic finally dropped, and the reactions have been, to put it mildly, intense.
Intense is one word for it. Overwhelming, maybe? Stunning? The visuals look absolutely breathtaking. And of course, the first casualty of a great new trailer is the memory of a not-so-great film on the same topic.
You mean the sudden flood of memes comparing the new trailer to Adipurush?
The internet is nothing if not predictable. One headline literally said, Prabhas's Adipurush trolled again as Ramayana trailer stuns fans. It's like a collective, see, this is how you do it, was shouted across social media.
Well, beyond the comparisons, the focus has really been on the cast, specifically on Ranbir Kapoor as Lord Ram. There was a lot of debate leading up to this, and he's finally addressed the criticism.
What did he say? Because the chatter was very loud.
He was quite philosophical about it. He said, all the people have their own interpretation of Lord Ram. There's no fixed face to it. And in another interview, he added that there's no right actor for the role, which is a very humble and smart way to put it. He's not saying he's the perfect choice. He's saying no one can be.
I appreciate that perspective. It diffuses the argument. It's not about whether he's the right face, but whether his performance can embody the spirit of the character, which is something we can only judge after watching the film.
Exactly. But the casting surprises didn't stop there. The trailer also confirmed a major fan theory. Ranbir isn't just playing Lord Ram.
Oh, this is the best part. He's also playing Lord Parashurama, a double role.
It's a brilliant move, mythologically speaking. In the epic, Parashurama confronts Ram and challenges him, not realizing they are both avatars of Vishnu. It's a test of Ram's calm and divine nature. Having the same actor play both roles adds this incredible layer of internal conflict. It's the same divine essence in two different forms, one fiery and aggressive, the other serene and steadfast.
It's cinematic genius. Imagine the screen presence required to pull that off, to act opposite yourself in such pivotal, contrasting roles. And speaking of divine roles, fans are also playing detective, trying to figure out who is playing Lord Vishnu in the glimpses they saw.
The consensus seems to be pointing towards Saurabh Raj Jain, who famously played Krishna in the 2013 Mahabharat series. He has that serene, divine look down.
He would be perfect. The casting for this film just feels so deliberate and thoughtful. And the praise is already rolling in from co-stars. Kunal Kapoor, who's also in the film, was gushing about Yash's performance as Ravana. He said, and I quote, "Ravana would be proud." That is high praise. Yash has this incredible intensity, and seeing him as Ravana is going to be a cinematic event in itself. But you know, with great roles comes great responsibility, and a lot of unsolicited advice.
Oh, here we go. Let me guess, this has to do with Nitish Bharadwaj, the actor who is, for an entire generation, the face of Lord Krishna.
You got it. He had some words for Ranbir Kapoor. After praising the trailer, he very pointedly advised Ranbir, saying something along the lines of, after playing a character as pure as Ram, please do not pollute your Vani anymore.
He was directly referencing Animal, wasn't he?
Absolutely. It was a gentle but very clear critique. He's essentially saying, you've now embodied divinity. Please don't go back to roles that are so dark and destructive. It's fascinating advice coming from someone who has carried the weight of a divine role for decades. It's the classic dilemma for an actor, isn't it? The desire to have range versus the image the audience builds for you. It will be interesting to see what path Ranbir chooses after this. It feels like Ramayana is not just a film, it's a turning point for the industry, and maybe for its lead actor too. It's just a lot, and we've only seen the trailer.
I think we're going to be talking about this one for a very, very long time.
Okay, from the divine to the deeply controversial. Let's switch gears completely.
We have to talk about Kangana Ranaut. She's once again at the center of a major firestorm, this time for comments she made about the youth protests happening at Jantar Mantar. It's a really serious situation. Young women, specifically, have been protesting, and Kangana, who is also a member of parliament, made some remarks that have not gone over well, not at all. She reportedly described the protesting women as Gen Z and used the phrase gutter generation. Oh, wow. That's an incredibly inflammatory thing to say, especially for an elected official. Predictably, the backlash was immediate. The Congress Party launched protests against her, and several figures from within the industry and politics have spoken out. And this is where it gets that unique Bollywood twist. The feud has drawn in others, including actor and activist Saurav Das. Right. And in his response to Kangana, he took a very specific, very pointed dig. He mentioned that his friends used to joke that he looked like a young Hrithik Roshan, and he wondered why Kangana was after him.
He did not! He brought up the Hrithik Roshan history? That is next-level trolling. He really did. It's a way of saying this is a pattern, and he used one of the most famous feuds in recent Bollywood history to make his point. It immediately made the entire exchange go even more viral. I can imagine. It's like a Bollywood subplot just erupted in the middle of a major political controversy. But on a more serious note, other celebrities weighed in too. Yes, Sonu Sood called her remarks shameful and gave some very straightforward advice. Think before you speak, which seems like solid advice for pretty much everyone, but especially for people in positions of power. It's important to remember that this isn't just about celebrity spats. The backdrop to all this is very real. The Supreme Court has had to get involved in the protests, directing the center to preserve the log of all ammunition used by the Rapid Action Force. That really grounds the situation. It reminds us that while we're talking about comments and comebacks, there are real people protesting for their rights, and the situation is tense. Absolutely. It's a complicated story where politics, celebrity culture, and genuine social issues are all tangled up together. And it's a story that's still unfolding. It will be crucial to see how this impacts her political career and her standing going forward. Definitely. Okay, shall we move from the political box office to the actual box office? Yes, let's look at the numbers. And the biggest number right now belongs to a friendly neighborhood superhero. Spider-Man Brand New Day is here, and it is absolutely crushing it globally. The headlines are glowing. It recorded the third biggest opening day for any Marvel Cinematic Universe film post-pandemic in Korea. And in China, it scored the biggest opening day for any comic book movie post-pandemic. Those are staggering figures. It shows that the appetite for a good superhero movie, especially a Spider-Man movie, is as strong as ever. And how is it doing here in India? The early trends are looking fantastic. It's had a promising start, and some are even suggesting it could aim to surpass Avengers Endgame's opening record here, which would be historic. The word of mouth is overwhelmingly positive. The reviews are backing that up. Bollywood Hungama called it one of the franchise's strongest outings, saying it swings high on heart, humor, and action. It seems to be less about a chaotic multiverse and more about a strong emotional story, which is what the best Spider-Man stories have always been about. There is a tiny bit of controversy, though. Apparently, an 8-second sequence was found to be inappropriate for children, and distributors had to insist on a UA 13+ rating from the censor board. Always something, but it clearly hasn't hurt its box office prospects. On the other end of the spectrum, we have a big domestic release that's struggling a bit.
We're talking about Thalapathy Vijay's Jana Nayagan. Unfortunately, the news isn't great. In its first 7 days, it's only recovered about 42% of its budget.
Oof, that's tough. The success mark looks pretty far off, and it still needs about 28 crores just to break into the top 10 Tamil grossers of all time.
The reviews have been pretty divided, with one calling it massy for fans, messy for others. That seems to be the consensus. It's a film that pleases the core fan base, but isn't managing to cross over to a wider audience, which is what you need for a film of this scale to be a blockbuster. It just goes to show you can have one of the biggest stars in the country, but the content still has to connect universally. And while we're on the topic of big spectacle films, let's talk about Christopher Nolan. He's a genre unto himself at this point. His new film, The Odyssey, is doing incredible business in India. Incredible is right. In just 13 days, it has already raced past the Lifetime India collections of Oppenheimer.
Wow, how?
2 words, premium formats. The demand for IMAX screenings has been off the charts, driving a huge chunk of its 48 crore plus haul so far. Indian audiences are willing to pay for that immersive experience, and Nolan's films are tailor-made for it. It's a smart strategy. It turns a movie screening into a can't-miss event. We also have a few other films chugging along at the box office. Yes, a quick roundup. Gata Kusti 2 is nearing the end of its run and needs just a couple more crores to become the 7th highest grossing Hollywood film of the year. In Kannada cinema, Karavalli is doing well and has become Raj B. Shetty's 6th highest grossing film.
It's always great to see these regional films finding their audience and hitting major milestones.
Absolutely. Now, let's shift from what's in theaters to what's in production. There's a lot happening behind the scenes.
Starting with an update that has been a long time coming, the Anurag Basu and Kartik Aaryan film.
Yes, producer Bhushan Kumar has finally given an update on their untitled film, which also stars Sri Leela. He says the film is more or less complete.
More or less. That's such a producer thing to say. It sounds like it's almost done, but maybe not quite. I remember Anurag Basu saying something different earlier.
Well, that's the funny part. Kumar's statement seems to contradict what Basu himself said not too long ago. So who knows what stage it's really in? But it's progress.
We'll take it. From a film that's almost complete to a film that's in the middle of a very high-profile shoot. Priyanka Chopra has been in Varanasi shooting her next project with Mahesh Babu.
And they seem to be having a good time. She and Nick Jonas, who was visiting her on set, were spotted having a movie night with Mahesh Babu in Hyderabad. Little Malti Marie was there too.
Oh, that's so sweet. A cross-cultural, cross-industry movie night. I love that. It's a nice reminder that behind all the big productions, they're just people who want to catch a film with friends.
And speaking of friendships and relationships in the industry, Karan Johar shared a really heartfelt note for Guru Purnima.
Oh, who did he thank?
He dedicated it to Shah Rukh Khan and Aditya Chopra. He wrote, "I love you, Adi and Bai. I am here with my strengths and flaws, only and only because of the both of you." He said they are the only reason he can tell stories today.
That's a lovely sentiment. It's easy to forget that even someone as established as Karan Johar had mentors who gave him his start. It's a powerful acknowledgement of their influence on his entire career.
It really is. And from one powerful Khan to another, Salman Khan is making headlines with a surprise visit.
Let me guess, to his brother Sohail Khan's show Alliance?
Exactly. He was spotted on the sets, and now rumors are swirling that he might be filming a special episode. The show is already getting a lot of buzz, and having Salman on would just send it into the stratosphere.
No kidding. A Salman Khan appearance is an event. But it's funny. While one actor might be joining a Khan project, another seems to be stepping away.
You're talking about the reports that Karthik Aaryan has turned down a role in a Salman Khan-produced film.
Yeah, the buzz is that he declined the offer. Of course, reasons are always speculative in these cases, but it's a bold move to say no to a film backed by Salman. It shows Karthik is being very selective about his projects right now.
He has carved out a very specific space for himself, and he's clearly focused on continuing down that path. And he's not the only one thinking about his niche. Raghav Juyal gave an interesting interview. What did he say? He said that the kind of comedy films Govinda used to do is missing from Bollywood today, and he hopes to be the one to fill that gap. That's a huge ambition. Govinda's comedic timing is legendary, but I can see what he means. That specific brand of physical, high-energy, everyman comedy isn't really being done right now. It's a void waiting to be filled. But his own new comedy, By Terra Star High, isn't exactly getting the reviews to support that ambition. We saw the roundup. Unfunny, chaotic.
Okay, maybe he's not quite there yet, but you have to admire the goal. Sometimes, even a film that doesn't work can lead to great things. Mohit Malik shared a great story about that.
Right. He was talking about how his film Azad didn't click at the box office, but his performance in it was what landed him his role in the upcoming Mirza Point film.
I love that. It's such a good lesson for any creative person. You never know who is watching or what opportunity will come from the work you're doing, even if it feels like a failure at the time.
It's so true. Every project is a stepping stone.
All right, before we move on, I think it's important to take a moment. Amid all the glitz and glamour of the film world, the headlines we get sent also include some incredibly sobering news from the wider world.
It's a necessary reality check. The Scroll.in portal reported that, according to the center, 47 people died while cleaning sewers in the year 2025. Uttar Pradesh had the highest number of deaths. It's just a horrifying statistic. It's a tragic reminder of the dangerous conditions so many people work in every single day. It's a systemic failure that continues to cost lives. The same outlet also reported that cyber fraud cases nearly tripled between 2020 and 2024. It's another modern-day crisis that's affecting millions. And there were also major legal and regulatory headlines. The Supreme Court quashed a 2021 government memo that allowed for retrospective environmental clearances for certain projects. That's a significant ruling for environmental protection. And on the aviation front, the center confirmed that no defects were found in the fuel control switch of that grounded Air India Boeing 787, which is a relief, but also keeps the mystery of what happened on that flight alive.
It's a lot, and it's important to hold space for that news alongside everything else. It grounds our conversation in the real world. Agreed. Okay, for our final segment, let's look at a few quick hits from the world of entertainment that are making waves. Let's start with a big one for music fans. BTS has officially withdrawn their music from consideration for the 2027 Grammy Awards.
This is huge. They were expected to be major contenders with their new album, Arirang. The decision comes right after the Grammys introduced a new Asian pop category.
So it feels like a protest. The rules for the new category state that songs competing there can't compete in the major categories like Song or Record of the Year. It seems like BTS is refusing to be siloed. It's a powerful statement against being pigeonholed. They're essentially saying, we are a global pop act, not just an Asian pop act. Judge us on the main stage or not at all.
Good for them. It's a move that could have major repercussions for how global music is treated by Western award bodies. Sticking with global content, some great news for K-drama fans in India.
My ears are open.
Prime Video and CJENM have announced a massive partnership. Over 100 K-dramas, including 26 originals, will be coming to the platform over the next 2 years, all dubbed in Hindi, Tamil, and Telugu.
That is amazing. The appetite for K-dramas is enormous, and making them accessible with dubbing is a game changer. My weekend watch list just exploded.
Mine too. And finally, a little trip down memory lane. A 10-year-old video of Vijay Deverakonda has gone viral.
From what?
It's a clip from the very first day of shooting his breakout film, Pelli Choopulu. The film just celebrated its 10th anniversary, and the clip resurfaced, showing this young, unknown actor at the very beginning of his journey.
Oh, I love things like that. It's a sweet, nostalgic glimpse of a star before they were a superstar. A reminder that everyone starts somewhere.
A perfect positive note to end on. From a decade-old memory to a future full of K-dramas.
And a whole lot of Ramayana talk to come. We've certainly covered a lot of ground today.
We certainly have. From blockbusters to box office bombs, controversies to celebrations.
It's never a dull day in this industry.
Headlines to heartbeats tuck. You've been listening to Bollywood Deep Dive from IndiaReview.com. Come back tomorrow. Namaste.